Well, symphony orchestras across the United States are under, let me not call it pressure, let me call it an opportunity to prove their social worth to the communities, so that they're not just great entertainment, but they're really making a difference in the community in which they live. Education is a major way in which orchestras are doing that. The Annapolis Symphony Orchestra decided 3 years ago that it wanted to substantially expand its educational presence and began looking for ways to do that. We were hearing from public school music teachers that there are a lot of talented kids who either couldn't find really good individual instruction or couldn't afford it. And nationally, symphony orchestras are crying out for more musicians of color to be fed into the pipeline, because we'll have more diverse audiences only when those audiences see themselves reflected on stage. So putting all of these interests and needs together, the symphony decided that it wanted to head in an educational direction that was really bold and different. We didn't want to just copy what other people were doing. What happened then was that the concertmaster stepped forward and said that he had an idea. And that idea was what became the Annapolis Symphony Academy, which is quite simply combining individual instruction for kids, whether they could afford it or not, and combining that with group experiences, so ensemble playing, music education, master classes, workshops, the kind of things that really supplement a kid's ability to master their instrument, but also provide some of the camaraderie that you would get from being on the cheerleading squad or the soccer team. It is not inexpensive to run something like this. There are administrative expenses, teaching expenses, and rental expenses. We were very fortunate that philanthropic leaders in our community, Jane Campbell Chambliss and her husband Peter Chambliss, stepped forward and provided a major grant that provides most of the funding that we need to get the program through its first 5 or 6 years, as we build from about 22 students this semester to about 100 students 5 years from now. So Jane and Peter are the founding sponsors of the program. For that, we are immensely grateful. There are other folks in the community who gave some seed funding. There's a wonderful student who decided to use his bar mitzvah as an opportunity to pull together a whole lot of family and friends. His name is Eli Simon, and Eli raised about $8,000 for the Academy as well. A really unique aspect of this is that in a lot of symphony orchestras, education is a project of management. The symphony musicians aren't necessarily very much involved. But in this case, the leader of the project, the founding director, is our concertmaster, Dr. Netanel Dreiblatt, and he has recruited the principal and associate principal musicians of the symphony to be the instructors. So these kids in our little town have the opportunity to master their instruments under the tutelage of really great professional symphony orchestra musicians. And we believe that is a unique and distinguishing feature of this program.